B4.8, evaporation and transpiration. So in the previous video we looked at how different things are transported around the plant. We're going to look at why these are important now and how they actually happen. So all over the leaf there are small openings called stomata, and I showed you a picture of that in a previous video. I'll show you again quickly. So we've got the holes in the bottom leaf here, these are called stomata. The stomata can be opened when the plant needs to allow air to go into the leaves. So remember, air contains carbon dioxide is needed for photosynthesis. So I've got a quick diagram here of part of the lower epidermis where the stomata are into the bottom of the leaf, and we can see that carbon dioxide, so CO2, diffuses into the leaf, and oxygen, sorry, it's the red bit from my previous diagram, oxygen diffuses out of the leaf. So the waste product of photosynthesis is oxygen. Obviously we need oxygen to live, so this is why it's important we have lots of plants around. And I've got a picture of the stomata here, which is the hole in the bottom of the leaves, and the guard cells, and these control the opening and closing of these stomata. So this process is important because it maintains the concentration gradient so that the gases can continue to diffuse. So remember, for particles to diffuse, they need to diffuse from an area of high concentration, to an area of low concentration, and the air continuously moving out maintains that concentration gradient. So the steeper the concentration gradient, the quicker diffusion can happen. Transpiration. This is the loss of water vapour from the stomata. Okay, nothing too complicated about that. When the water comes out, so water vapour as well as oxygen can be lost through the stomata, and this is just called transpiration. So as water evaporates from the surface of the leaf, this is also another way it can come out of the plant. So it can evaporate from the surface of a leaf, more water is pulled up through the xylem to replace it. So if you remember from the previous video, the xylem transports water and mineral ions. It gets these from the soil, and obviously the roots absorb those and they get transported up through the plant. Now the transpiration stream is the constant movement of water through the xylem from the roots to the leaves. So that constant process of water being taken up from the soil, evaporating, that cycle is called the transpiration stream. So most of the water vapour lost by the plants is lost from the leaves. Most of this loss takes place by diffusion through the stomata when they are open. So when the stomata are closed, water isn't lost through this way, but when they're open it is. So this is one of the main reasons why it's important that plants close their stomata to limit water loss. If they're open all the time, water just continues being lost, and sometimes you might not be able to replace it, so the plant would end up dying.